We've got some fun new stuff to play with today, namely a big cannon, whose balls get bigger the more enemies they touch. So the ball joke should just write themselves. We're going to start with extra HP because it's being offered. Given that we now already have 8 of that, we should not need any more for a while. I took another 5% crit chance because that's not going to hurt anything at all. There's one of the balls getting bigger. I wonder if the AoE makes the balls bigger as well. We're going to get one of those. It's going to be hard to tell for now. It doesn't look like it immediately, but I've only seen a few balls. Crits do 100% more damage. With a few extra piercing as well, these balls would be unstoppable. Dashes and cooldowns going down by 15%. That already puts them down to only 75%. That's a power of playing too many hours. Our first chest, this could be a good one. Permanently augments your damage by 20%. Projectiles are 30% slower, but that's okay. They're big and slow. Big, slow penetrators. Let's increase our crit chance by 7%. I was looking at the stats on the left and walked into an enemy. We have 17% crit chance already. Well, you know what? Since we're not getting a lot of good options, more crit chance, 22%. It is a good character for the first waves. You could just basically sit here, and because of that little bit of penetration, we're destroying everything. Crit chance is now up to 29%. And I gotta kill this tumbling moron. Crit also deals 100% more damage, so crit's obviously building up quickly. We could use more damage, obviously, and attack speed, but you can only pick so many upgrades. When you get hit, there's a 30% chance to dodge the damage. Let's gain more attack speed. That'll take us from 2.1 to 2.55. That's a considerable DPS upgrade. Take my balls, idiots. Okay, here's a lot more attack speed. So we've gone from 2.1 2 upgrades ago to 3.1 per second. They can really feel the balls now. They get bigger the more enemies they hit, so we need more penetration. We can do more crit chance as well. 7%. We're getting lots of those and not a lot of better options. It's already over 1 in 3 though, which means a lot of enemies will die quickly. We'll take 75% more to crit damage. That takes up to 475 already as well. The base damage needs to go up a little bit though. We're not necessarily one-shotting all the enemies, and that's mostly just going to get annoying if I'm being honest. Oh, here's a good one. You get one more choice for each upgrade and object selection. That's still nice and early on, so we'll get a lot better upgrades because of that. We've murdered the fruit. I think I'm going to reroll on these. Yeah, we're looking for things more like this. High quality upgrades. You also shoot behind you. Now we have 2 balls. And immediately following that, we level up and get a legendary upgrade. Pick up an AoE range by 40%. We will take that. I don't have I don't think anything AoE yet, so we probably won't get many more of those. But if you offer a legendary, I'm probably going to take it. Next, let's reduce the cooldowns by 15% again. That takes them down to 65%. Those are diminishing returns, so the more of those we take, the less effective they're going to be. And we're all about raw efficiency here, obviously. We'll take more attack speed again. That puts us up to 3.6 per second. Whoops. The ball going behind us is pretty handy. It's not hitting a lot of things, but when it does, it's just kind of funny. And that did essentially double our DPS, or potential DPS. 1 more pierce, yes. The balls can get even bigger. The more we pierce, the bigger the balls. There's a health bar enemy creeping up from below. We're going to do our best to, yeah, we'll just obliterate everyone. It's no problem. Let's increase our crit chance another 7%. We're now at 43%, so nearly 1 in 2 is a crit. So our base damage needs to go up as well. For now, let's kill hook hands. Yeah, the extra penetration really helps us early on. Look at this thing. Gradually grow in size and gain 1% damage. Resets when you take damage. Interesting. We have a 65% cooldown, so it'd be under 2 seconds to stack 1% damage. It resets when you take damage, but we do also have the 30% chance to avoid damage thing. This will be interesting. We'll get bigger. I wonder if the balls automatically get bigger too. I have a lot of questions about these balls, and we'll get our answers with enough time. Finally, a worthwhile damage upgrade. We're only 78, now we're 118. We've almost doubled our damage, and we can really feel the difference. We're currently at the point where I can just sit here, and it's really no problem. If I can get the balls to bounce off the edge of the map, then we'd be getting somewhere as well. I just walked into a bad spot. When all upgrades are basics, we'll generally just go crit chance if we can. 48%. We're going to move out of there. We got to clear a little bit of room. Not get hit. Penetrations, do your thing. The boss is about to show up. 100% more damage on crits. Yeah, 575. We'll see how this goes against the boss. Simple Tom. Simple Tom is dropping quick, especially with 800 damage crits. I guess our damage boost gets reset if we take damage though, which we probably will at some point here. I just dodged something actually. I'm not even sure what I dodged. I gotta start drinking more coffee. I only have 2 dashes as well. That could be problematic. Yeah, when we do hit him and the crits start going off though, the damage really does go down. More damage and attack speed. We did take some AoE and other thing upgrades that aren't really benefiting us yet, but I can see this being a real high damage build. Simple Tom has been neutralized. Every time you move 2 meters, load your next shot with 2 more projectiles. Yes, more balls. So it's now loaded up so we can fire it there. Look at them all. Oh, I thought there were going to be more balls, not just random projectiles. That's still fun, I guess, given that like this character comes with the extra penetration. So that's definitely a shotgun blast that will destroy things. And I suppose we could follow it too like that. I don't know. Let's see what the blanket wizard thinks of this. Here you go. I think I want more damage. We're still only 140. That's 164. So that is like over a 15% increase. And enemies do scale and get stronger quickly. We got Hook Hands McGee over here. We're going to turn and fire with a whole bunch of projectiles. We missed them. That's okay. Mostly just embarrassing if anything. This is actually a good one too. When your projectile should be destroyed, damage is reduced by 50% and they pierce instead. So I think we get an extra pierce because of that. Technically, so the ball should get extra big. We need these things to start bouncing off the edge of the map. I want the biggest balls possible. Let's do a little bit more attack speed. 3.6 to 3.9. And with extra attack speed, I can mostly just sit here, only having to move for projectiles every once in a while. And that's nice because it gives me a chance to remember that I have coffee to drink. Whoop, that was close. Here we go. A lot more attack speed. 3.9 to 4.5. That's a considerable increase again. That was nearly 20%. Down goes everyone. Oh, look at the size of that one. That was such a big ball. I think this is going to be a good one. Permanently raises your attack speed by 40%, which is huge. Half your shots are less precise, but the balls are so big, I don't have to be accurate. So that'll take us from 4.5 to 6.3 per second. That's such a big increase. Look at us now. We're a ball machine gun. And we're leveling up again fast. Should we do another 15% reduction here? Yeah, that'll take us down to 56%, 55.3. The crits are nice too. Base damage has got to come up. It's always hard to balance. You want all the upgrades, but you got to pick and choose. But our attack speed's getting pretty high. We got the penetration already, so we really just need damage. And damage it is up to 187. This character might be slower, and I gotta remember that I have a damage bonus thanks to me not getting hit for a while, thanks to that one thing. I'm pretty sure that's still making me stronger. This is what I was looking for too. Godly Die. Your rerolls for upgrades now raise the quality of choices you have. This is also why I haven't been rerolling upgrades yet, because if I found that, we can turn them into potential mythical quality. I could roll this into legendary, but I don't want to. I need to roll legendaries into something more. So 100% better on crits. No, nearly 700% on those. And that means when I blast idiots full of shrapnel, they die in an instant. We're also starting to get the blue coins on the ground. Tempted to reroll these two, but we'll just take more crit damage. I really want to save the rerolls for legendaries. I just realized some of those enemy orbs get bigger as they go too. That's kind of fun. What we really need, I really want is a few more penetrations and also my things bouncing off the edge of the map. It's kind of a shame. Normally all I find is like more penetration. It's a legendary upgrade, so I shouldn't complain, but we always get tons of penetration and little else. Here's one where we could do bigger AoE. I don't want AoE on this one though. Like I really just don't. We'll do more probably damage. It'll put us over 200 at least at the base, which is obviously enough to do some damage. Like I can just melt that thing. Hopefully the chest has something amazing. We can reroll these because we're not looking for anything particular mostly. Aside from the bullets bouncing off the edge of the map, but I'm more likely to get that after a boss. I think I'm actually going to reroll these ones just because all those are really boring. Ooh, gain 1 bounce for every pierce you have. Plus we gain 1 pierce. That's good. So we can penetrate further. The bullets, I don't know if the balls get bigger on bounces. They might, but when I found a thing where they bounce off the edge of the map, it'll just help. The longer they can physically exist for, the better. Okay, I did just get hit there. Our damage did drop to 164, so we were carrying quite a bit of extra because of the thing. Oh, do you see how big my bullet got? Can I catch up to that one? I think it despawns as soon as it gets off the map. That's very sad. More attack speed? We're up to 6.9. But one of my things, when I hit enough enemies, they get so big so quickly suddenly. Oh, well, not those ones. They ran out of idiots to hit. We're up to the next sheriff as well. Would have been nice to have my damage bonus going into this, but we'll make it work. Here you go. Have a whole bunch of projectiles. We gotta move every once in a while anyway, so we'll just load up with extras. I feel like he's going extra fast. Or I just haven't had enough coffee yet. It's a little bit harder than normal to avoid, but he's basically dead. Yeah, some extra, like the damage boost would have helped. So would a few other things, but he's got like 20% health. So we'll unload all of that. Yeah, we basically one-shot him after that. 20% health with 1 burst. This is higher potential to be something good. Oh, this is also good for us. There's definitely other things we could do, but dice rotates around you for each reroll you have. They like damage, but it's mostly the upgrade rerolls. We get 4 more. You can actually get max 50 dice. How much damage do these even do? Maybe equivalent of my damage, but we're back up to about 200, even a little bit over now. But if we get a few mythical damage upgrades, a few mythical attack speed upgrades, we'd really be getting somewhere. Okay, I guess we're just taking crit chance again. 53%. Basically my high school grade all across the board. I'm starting to feel lonely. There's less enemies around. Looking at this dice actually reminds me of all the fun dice games that exist, so I'm probably going to get addicted to those again now. This guy is about to get blasted with all that stuff. This one's also helpful. 5% crit chance for each ready-to-use stack of dashes. I think we have 3 currently. Now we do after that, so that jumps our crit chance up. Should at least. Yeah, now it's working. I just had to actually activate it apparently. That should go up to 68%. Which is not quite 69, but we'll survive. This feels good. The enemies are just melting away. Okay, shots pierced to 1 more enemy. We re-roll that. We get a mythical 2 piercing from a single upgrade. Super big. That's really good for our balls. They're going to get so big. We're going to take emits an aura that slows enemies around you by 35%. That'd just be good in case I get lazy. And I need slow enemies. That way the balls can just slowly penetrate through them. While more form on the outside of the map. I don't remember these ghost guys. But usually by this point when I'm playing the game, I'm mostly looking at the collectibles on the ground and I'm ignoring the enemies entirely. Plus, aside from that, I'm just a complete idiot, so I never have any idea what I'm looking at. I just dodged something again. I don't know what it was. Okay, so we have a legendary damage. Let's turn that into mythical. So that'll take us from 164 base damage to 218. I think that's worth it to bump things up from legendary to mythical. I don't know if you're better off saving rerolls though to go from like base to rare or some other stage. I don't really know the numbers behind those. Oh, here's another good one. Gain 5% damage for each pierce you have, plus we gain 1 pierce. So we're going to have 8 pierces, so we're getting an extra 40% damage from 250 to 350. That was a giant upgrade. Things are starting to go my way. Let's do 100% more crit damage as well. That's 850. And the majority of ours are crits, so we're doing well over 3,000. I don't want to reduce the damage because the crit multiplies so hard off that. So we can't do any of the upgrades that will give us extra attack speed and less damage. It just doesn't make sense. These are all pretty weak, but we're still only level 36. We'll take a 5% crit chance. Basically, 3/4 of these are crits now. Let's gain 4 rerolls for object choices. We're going to be picky and choosy of those moving forward. So if we get some different selections, all the better for us. There's a legendary AoE. I don't think I want to bother pushing that up to mythical. I can take 2 dashes because that's actually going to give me more crit chance as well, isn't it? And also more survivability should I ever need it. But 83% crit chance now is pretty good. It's actually completely unnecessary at this point, but we want it. Got a sheriff incoming. Oh, we also leveled up conveniently. We'll probably just take more attack speed then. The Undertaker showing up. I think we just auto-fired our projectiles. Wow, we just one-shotted him with that volley. We absolutely one-shotted that whole yeah, when we get our whole thing going, we're really dangerous. I think I can sit here though. By the time he's done with his balls, he'll be about dead. Just about 400 base damage. We are gonna have to move a little bit here, but that's okay because we can summon our debris this way. Yeah, sometimes I really struggle with this one depending on how our build is going. Not today. We didn't even get to see the horses. This one's tempting. Your projectile's leaving the screen now up here on the other side. I'd rather get the bouncing off the edge. We can also shoot an orbiting projectile regularly. Would that be a ball? Oh, that could be fun actually. I wonder if that... Yeah, it is a ball. That ball's going to get big because those have to go through... Yeah, look at the size of our ball. It's so big. Oh, yeah, that's getting really big actually. Oh, now it goes back the other way maybe once it starts hitting enemies. Weird. Anyways, we're going to enjoy some really big balls now. We do also have a decently reduced cooldown actually, so we're sort of just... We're going to have like Jupiter. We're going to have balls the size of Jupiter orbiting us and destroying everything. I'm already very happy with this result. Okay, there's a health bar. Dead. Those aren't fun. What else we got? 4 rerolls for object choices. Sounds good to me. That way we can sort through the trash. We leveled up again already. I actually don't mind reducing cooldowns another 15%. That'll drop us below 50, easy enough. I think it's going to help our spinning ball projectiles spawn. So with a few more penetrations, they're going to be able to get even bigger. Ooh, there's one of these things. Yeah, we touch it with Jupiter and they just dissolve in an instant. More penetrations means these will last longer. We do already have 8, which is pretty good, but we could do better. We just need these idiots to give us every bit of resource. Health bar enemy died. I don't know if he even did die yet, actually. So I guess re-rolling now also... We don't get different choices. We just get upgraded choices. And I suppose that's fine anyway. We're going to gain more damage, 393 to 426, plus the chest. We're going to re-roll some of these. 40% crit chance and then they don't appear might actually be good. I think I'm going to do that just so we round out and then we'll get less, obviously no critical choices anymore, but that means we'll get more penetration choices. I want to make these things much bigger. So I shouldn't increase AoE anymore because I think that will push them further out too and I want to be able to see them. Although it would be funny to have these like going around the edge of the map or off the map, just destroying everything before they spawn. Damage feels really good. I mean, 426 base, we're constantly hitting for many thousands. Whoops, we lost some damage there for sure. Attack speed, I suppose it is then. 7.35 to 7.7. I feel like I'm not even using my like gun anymore. I'm mostly just using my orbiting balls. Whenever you take 2 damage in a row, heal for 3 health. That's got a pretty big cooldown, but we can use that to cheese some things as well. I don't know if we're going to get set up for that on this one, but we're going to keep that door open. Could drop cooldown even more. Yeah, I guess that makes the balls spawn faster though too. So we probably should. We need them spawning back in immediately, just because it's really funny to have them out there. But I definitely need more penetration as much as I can get. I killed a werewolf and I didn't even see him. This is also actually a really good one to get that I think we're going to. Before you dash, take 1 damage but permanently gain +5 default damage. So if I dash, I will take damage, but if I dash twice in a row, once my cooldown is back, I think we dodged both those actually. But there, that adds damage, but then I heal myself back and I can do that once every 30 seconds. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if I explained that well, but I've also slept for an hour and a half so far. So my brain is working even less than it normally does. Critical damage up another 100%, 950. So dash, dash. Yeah, and then the plus size plus icon on the left side is filling up again, but it's already a third of the way there. So I can just add damage that way really now. And yes, that's necessary. There's another werewolf who's literally sitting in my moons. For each current health, get bigger, gain 10% damage, move 5% slower. We have 8 health. That would add a lot of damage. We'd move a lot slower. I think we're okay with that, aren't we? Yeah, damage jumped up to 676 base damage, and that'll climb up until we get hit. That make the balls even bigger? Maybe they scale with me. Maybe I'm just starting to like fall asleep. I feel like they're bigger. I need penetration, not these.
More penetration, please.
Pretty sure, well, maybe they're just hitting more enemies at the same time. Because when they get in a big cluster of idiots, they really hit a whole bunch at once because they're so big. Whenever you take damage, triple your attack speed for 5 seconds plus gain 2 max health. Okay. That put us up to 900 damage. We're even slower, but we don't need to be quick. Projectiles bounce one more time. I don't know if bounces are doing much for us, but we should also start using some of these. So we'll take 2 extra bounces. Why not? I guess, yeah, they all matter. Like the more enemies my balls can touch, the bigger they will get. It is getting a little bit annoying to have to walk around and pick up the collectibles, but we'll make do. It is getting harder to dodge them too. Wow, that really, the attack speed goes bananas once I do take damage. Well, there's a lot more damage, I guess. What's that going to do for us? From 813 to 867. That added 50 base damage, times 1,000 for crits, so lots. The health bar enemy up top just got absolutely destroyed. Fire 36 projectiles around you upon taking damage, plus we gain 2 max health, more damage. 1038. Yeah, the bigger we get, the bigger those balls get. They're definitely scaling with us. We need more max HP. And probably we need to reduce our cooldown too so these spawn again faster. Because they're spawning and getting very big, but the enemies will start to eat them up eventually. That's always so annoying when enemies eat my balls. Well, here's one for cooldowns. I actually want to... I'm going to re-roll that because it starts at 10%. That's 15%. That puts up to 20%. So that's a full 30%. That's insane. These are all so big. There was a lot of rerolls, but I mean, I really wanted to see what 30% would do off that. So 28% on the cooldown, so now my orbiting balls will spawn much quicker. And you're all here to see the balls, so I'm going to give them to you. Oh, there's a demon thing. Okay, he's dead. Look at the size of that one. Let's attract our collectibles from further away. None of those are super exciting, but my AoE collection size seems to be increasing with my size also, just like everything. It's all relative. We're going to reduce the cooldowns again. That took us down to 25%, so things only take a quarter of what they're supposed to. I can't remember how fast my orbiting things shoot out, but they're obviously quite quick. Because they make an appearance, blow up to the size of a large moon, and then disappear. And I'm really just very thrilled about this. And another treasure chest. I guess we'll just throw 3 knives in random directions for each 4 meters traveled. Doesn't really matter, but there was a best of the options there, I suppose. Let's take critical damage 75 because that'll put us over 1,000% on the crits. I'm starting to get sad because my balls are actually going off the side of the map, and that means you guys can't see them fully. If I go like that too, we'll add a bit of damage and also heal ourselves. I need just a little bit more penetration. Even another 1 or 2, because I think they're growing exponentially. And I think each one makes them go 20% bigger. So we could have them go 20% and 20% on top of that bigger than their biggest. Oh, even the knives and stuff are actually growing in size too. I didn't realize all projectiles would do that. That's interesting. Ooh, 2 lenses rotate around you. Your projectiles going through them get 1.5 times bigger and deal more damage. Is that gonna include my spinny balls or no? Oh, we got a legendary pierce, which is now a mythical pierce. 2 more enemies. They're gonna be so big. Yeah, we gotta find some idiots. Grow, my balls, grow. Yeah, now they're getting stupid. I don't actually have to fire my gun anymore. The balls will take care of it for me. More HP will also actually give me more damage and make them bigger too. So HP and penetration, that's what we need. For each bounce you have, which is 5. Summon a tumbleweed that bounces off the screen's edge. It deals your current damage to enemies it hits and we gain a bounce. Do those get bigger too? They should then. Everything else seems to be. Are the tumbleweeds growing in size? It's a little hard to tell. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, we gotta take some damage there to heal ourselves up. Whether the tumbleweeds grow or not doesn't matter. It's just funny they're here. The enemies are struggling a little bit to keep up with all this. Maximum health by 1. So we'll get bigger, so will my balls, so will everything. They're getting to the point now where they're taking up like almost half the screen, legitimately. I've just been walking in circles for quite some time now. We're still managing to level up. I guess we'll attract all collectibles on the screen when we eliminate a deputy. I think we're mostly doing that automatically, but we're so slow it's getting annoying to have to move. It's heavy carrying these big things around. It is funny how big they are though, because they basically hit like 85 enemies all at once and kill them. I guess I could physically make myself faster. I don't know if it's really going to matter. We're going to keep making ourselves bigger, so maybe that was a waste in hindsight. But you know what? I think we're going to be okay overall. I think we can make one bad choice. Every 30 shots, your next shot is slow, huge, deals 3 times more damage, and cannot be stopped. I wonder if that one gets bigger. Because if it does, it can't be stopped. So if we were to follow it endlessly, it should grow endlessly. I don't think I'm fast enough to keep up with it, but we'll try. We'll wait for it to actually fire out though. I can't remember when it fires. Okay, there we go. We got one. We'll go up. Oh, it does get bigger. And it's slow. The problem is I'm like moving stuff out of the way for it. Yeah, look at it go. It's gonna get so big. Wait, is it not growing anymore or are my balls taking over? I'm actually going to take this. Pick your parts no longer heals you. We'll be fine. We can heal from dashes. However, you gain 3 base damage each time you pick up a heart. And it heals you completely. And we gain 3 max HP. So we're going to get even bigger. Even bigger balls. Even more damage. I'm pretty sure that thing's maxed out on size. I don't think the rocket can get any bigger. To be fair, it is quite large. So I could probably, that was doing a lot of damage. I could probably just sit here and enemies can't physically touch me anymore. We could go pick up a bunch of hearts for a bunch of HP. I don't want to do that. For damage, rather. I'm not really sure what to do at this point, other than just make the balls bigger. We're going to reroll these choices for sure to a legendary speed upgrade. We're at 8.19. That was up to 10.29. That was a 25% increase. Ooh, there's a health bar enemy. Oh, we walked right into one of the big bullets. 2 shields rotate around you and block enemy projectiles. Sure. I'm feeling pretty secure. I don't think enemies are going to get very close to us very easily. The big bullets are starting to spread out. And some of them are faster than others. That's kind of fun too. Pretty sure the enemies have no chance of touching us ever at this point. I just realized too, my base damage is up to 2,000. So the crits are doing 200,000. We'll increase our attack speed by 1% per enemy on screen, which is going to vary a lot. There's a lot of enemies spawning, but there's a lot of enemies despawning, so to speak. But that did jump up to 15-ish per second, which is very, very fast. And that's fun because we don't even need to fire projectiles anymore. Just me and my balls out for a walk. We'll turn it back, go into the horde. Look at all the purple text. I did actually just get hit there. I was taking a drink of coffee. We've also opened a chest. Do we want less attack speed? No, what we wanted instead of that, projectiles bounce 2 more times, but they do in the opposite direction. So now they stay on the screen longer too. Oh yeah, I was going to do that to try and put our HP back. That didn't work. I was too late. Starting to make some low caffeine plays. Let's drop the cooldown another 10%. That takes it down to 23% overall, which means my orbity balls come faster. We are absolutely decimating the idiots. There was a health bar enemy, like they just, as soon as the balls touch them, they die. Oh, we can also gain 2% move speed, 1% attack speed for 0.3 seconds each time we pick up a collectible. There's a lot of collectibles on the ground, so we are moving quick. Oh, now we could probably take damage because we're fast enough to walk straight into an enemy. But we're going to pick up a lot of collectibles. That's also going to help our attack speed. We basically jumped up to 23, 25 per second. And again, that's completely redundant. It's just a lot of fun. I did just lose my damage bonus. I think I got hit again. I dodged it technically, but oh, I forgot to, as your pick your parts for getting damage. Gain 10% more experience on past and future coins. Yes. That leveled us up right away. We got an HP upgrade. I'm actually going to try and... What happens if that's in mythic form? 5 HP. That's going to make everything so big. Bigger again. We'll move slower, but the balls can get even bigger now. The biggest balls of all. We're going to start pulling the sun toward us if these get any bigger. That's so fun. The whole screen is balls. So I just need a few more upgrades like that. Lots and lots and lots of HP. There was a health bar enemy there. 261,000 damage. When you stay still, periodically fire projectiles around you. Those are little spiky dart things. So that's just even more going out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have to move anymore. I don't know if enemies, like, even if they spawn projectiles, they can't survive long enough to get their projectile off. Yeah, I can literally just sit here and my orbiting balls destroy everything. My projectiles probably also help. We can permanently augment our damage by 30%. We'll lose attack speed, but that's okay because now our base damage is up to 4,000 and we don't need attack speed because my orbiting balls and bullets do it all for me. Or we're just an unstoppable monster at this point. We're a monster comprised entirely of balls. Dashes and cooldowns down 10%. They're now at 20%. They're 1/5 of what they're supposed to be. We ran over the demon. I'm actually going to heal each time I gain a level just because we are slowly, like, we don't really have another way to heal because they don't have an armor point, so it'd be nice to put on those 4 HP. Otherwise, we'll just continually drop. 1,000% crit damage on 100% crits, 4,000 damage. That's at least 400,000 with our main projectiles at least. Every 12 dashes you use, heal 1 health point. That's also very helpful for us. Not as helpful as our enormous balls, but still pretty good. I've said balls so many times that I'm actually losing my voice. They're so big. There's actually a ton of enemies spawning on the map. Oh, we got away with one there. Dodge. I just dashed a few times. We took another damage. I can't remember how that's set up on this particular build now, so we'll be careful about that. But we heal when we level up. Permanently gain 10% attack speed every 2 minutes, but it resets each time we take damage. So we can get an extra 30% attack speed if we don't get hit for a while. Healing after we dash is actually a good one. So now I think we can make up HP. So if we do that, yeah, we jumped up to 19 HP there. So now we can heal ourselves again. I think that was also coincidental. We won't do that every time, but we can at least break even on most dashes or long-term improve. Since we're not going to get a great deal more choices, we're going to take another... Oh yeah, we're going to do that one more time. I was going to do the damage and then saw the HP. 5 HP. Bigger everything. The biggest balls in the universe. We're up to nearly 7,000 base damage. So that should mean everything we hit with our regular projectiles is nearly 700,000 damage. Once they hit their maximum size, they hit like 1,000 enemies. After moving for a while, you shoot a slow, intangible projectile. There, we're gonna get these lightnings. I wonder if those also get bigger. Most things do, but not everything. It's actually hard to see them behind all the balls. That lightning projectile might never actually hit any enemies. The balls are going to get them first. It's the balls and then everything else. Yeah, it won't matter anyway. Nothing's going to get past the balls. Let's slow enemy projectiles in an area around us. That might not be a good upgrade for us, but at this point it really doesn't matter. I just wanted to pause it there to look at some of these damage readouts. They're obviously getting quite big. My balls are very big and I'm having a lot of fun. Cruelly, your projectiles slow down any enemies they touch by 70%. So if they do survive the first balling, they're basically immobilized and waiting for the next enormous ball to crush them. Leveling up is becoming further and further apart, but we can gain an additional choice in chests. I've ignored that one a few times. Debatably could have taken it earlier. We'd have a lot more choices up until now. Finally about to level up again though. Well, there's an extra bounce, so we can upgrade that to mythical. 2 more bounces. We got 10 pierces and apparently only 6 bounces. Shouldn't it have jumped up to 8? I'm confused. Always target the deputies on screen, and we're going to gain attack speed and damage while they're existing, but they won't exist for long at this rate. You know what? I'm going to let things run right here for a little bit. The game might crash, or we might get really strong, who knows? Okay, but also the very next chest we got added another pierce, so we're up to 11 pierces, so even bigger balls, because they can touch one more thing. At some point, the balls may get so big that they do crash the game. Also, our base damage has now climbed over 10,000. Here's what I've been looking for. Your projectiles now bounce off the edge of the screen, max 2 times. Doesn't really make a difference at this point, but it will still be funny. We're going to get big balls bouncing in all sorts of directions now. We were still maxing out our ball size for the time being with the circular ones, but now it's hard to see the ground. We have 17 bounces as well. This is so stupid. A few minutes later, we got the Chaos Heart. Objects in chests can't be identified, but we gain a chest for every 7 levels we gained, which is 59 so far. So we're going to take that. No, the game doesn't like this. The game is struggling. So we'll take the legendary here. When stationary, each shot stacks 2 knives. Attack speed is reduced by 50%. That's fine. I was not holding that back. The game is just very slow right now. This might be what finishes off the game. It is just trickling along. I'm basically just picking whatever gives us 4%. Projectiles leaving the screen now reappear on the other side. Oh, that could have some weird effects. I've also gained 2 object banish rerolls. Unfortunately, I can't see anything, so I don't know what I would be banishing. We'll take the legendary. Well, your shots come back to you and gain 5 piercing. Oh, 5 piercing makes them bigger, though. I did whatever. This is just going to be chaos at this point. I'm not responsible for what happens next. So many legendaries. We'll take the middle one. Gain 2 upgrade banish rerolls. Alright, so the orbiting balls still orbit. The ones we shoot go nearly to the edge of the screen and come back. Those will, I don't think, ever touch an enemy ever again. I'm going to try taking just a little walk to see if there's more experience hiding around. There's not really, but there probably are a lot of hearts also that we could be picking up for more damage. which we very much need. Even our damage did is climb over 20,000. A legendary plus 4%. Your first piercing shot now targets closest enemy, and we gain 1 pierce. We're up to 17 pierce. Look at all the blue bullets. Are they following us? Oh, because they're trying to come back to us. Oh, okay, so I could just endlessly have a big trail of blue bullets following us as well, along with the orbiting Earth-sized balls. We could very barely see the ground at this point. I am very happy with this result. And we can still take more max HP, so we can get even bigger balls and more damage. We jumped up to 24,000. Look at all the knives and everything following us too. There's so much happening now. Look how big the balls are. They're enormous. You think the game's got to give up soon though? Like, I could just keep spamming blue bullets into existence because those can't go anywhere unless they touch me. It's taken epic plus 4%. Every meter deal 30% of your damage to enemies in the area around you. Okay, that's even worse for them. That might destroy them before the balls even do. Another 4% there. 10 seconds we get a totem. Base damage is now nearly 30,000 and climbing. But unless you're opening chests, the game's still actually running quite fine. I think we're destroying the enemies off the edge of the screen, which is actually quite easy for the game to cope with. But I'm very happy with the size of my balls at this point. So I'm going to take that and go sleep for 14 hours.